Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to our 2022 virtual WhistleStop political rally. Thank you, Sarah, for joining us today. By purchasing this video interview, you have allowed our chamber to educate the citizens of Polk County about the upcoming election and the issues and candidates on the ballot. Since your campaign has purchased this interview, the Florida Division of Elections does require you to disclose that fact with the following statement.
Yes, this is a paid for and approved political campaign to re-elect Sarah Fortney ad.
Awesome. Now let's jump into some questions. So first of all, tell us a little bit about you and why you're running for re-election.
I am a teacher. First and foremost, I spent my entire adult life working for staff and students, and I am running on my experience, not only in the classroom as a science teacher, but my experience as a board member the last 4 years, my first term. And I have built relationships that, as a matter of fact, I just came from an event today and ran into a kid that with his daughter that I taught my very first year teaching, and he was actually standing next to me when the Challenger blew up, and we must have talked for 20 minutes.
Wow.
And he was amazed that I remembered his name. And of course, relevance. Everything we do as a board is relevant to the magic that happens in a classroom. And I believe I am best suited to carry that work forward along with my peers on the board and our superintendent, Fred Hyde.
Awesome. Now you talked a little bit about how this had been your first term as a school board member. So what are you most proud of during this time?
Well, obviously I've developed relationships with countless administrators and staff across this district, along within the district office. We have moved salaries for both groups of employees, instructional and non-instructional employees. There was no impasse. We settled that contract before the first day of school, which had to be a miracle in itself. We have hired numerous social workers, mental health professionals, school psychologists as support staff. We have hired 6 truancy officers and a hearing officer. We're going to focus on pre-K through 2nd grade attendance. Attendance is very, very important. Another thing is our staffing model, our staffing plan, our school counselor ratio. We are working diligently to get that ratio within more of a national average that is effective. So our staffing model has changed. First time I ever voted for one, because Fred Hyde told me he could fix it. And so far he has, doing a good job with that. You know, and there's still work to be done. We have growth all over this district. You know, there's no learning curve. Our budget is pretty much set with restricted, unrestricted funds. I read every single word before usually 3 or 4 times before I even consider, and then I listen to my other board members how I'm going to vote on anything. Listen to my constituents. There is no room for error or learning curve. Our board each brings unique experiences. We have a college professor, we have a chamber chair, we have a small business owner, we have nonprofit, we have an advisory advocate for ESC students. I think we're a well-oiled machine, and I'd like to keep the work going.
Awesome. Now, what do you believe are our school district's greatest strengths?
Our people. That's easy. I just came from an event where they were just so grateful and happy that, you know, we had given away stuff, and they were just in awe. They care about our kids. They care about our kids' families. Yeah, that is at the heart of everything we do, is our bus drivers, two bus drivers came later and asked if they could come in because they had kids on their bus that they knew they could touch. So I was like, here, get 2 bags, one for each hand. Everybody, I was just at the bus driver in service. I think that was yesterday. And the buzz in the room, our bus drivers are the first ones to see our kids and the last ones to see our kids. So, school safety is a primary concern on the bus, at the school, on the way home. I'm proud of the gains we have made with that. And of course, the mental health piece, we are working right now on, we already have Hazel Health. I would love to see something very similar for our staff to deal with mental health, stress. A lot of our schools are going to stress rooms where they can just go and cool off. I mean, the list is endless what I'm proud of.
Awesome. Now, kind of on the flip side, what do you believe are our school district's greatest challenges?
Definitely growth. Growth and us being able to find land and build schools. And also we have a capacity issue. We have some schools, depending on where they are over capacity. Other schools where the growth has left, they are under capacity. That's a very big challenge. Our compression of salary is a very big challenge. We have gotten everybody up, to the minimum that's required by the state. Now we have to look at our veteran teachers. We're going to scrub that budget and find free up dollars. And we're going to advocate with people like Representative Bell, like we have been doing. I was just in a meeting the other day and she has what's good about Polk County in her heart as well. And I think when, we can tell our stories and let her know that when we restrict funds, it hurts our veteran teachers, our veteran bus drivers by compressing that salary. Those are 2 main issues. And of course, I will never stop caring about mental health. Having lost a student, was there one day, not the next, that has been impactful on me. And I will always fight for kids' mental health.
I'm sorry to hear about that student. I know that's hard, so I appreciate you sharing that for sure. So kind of going forward, what do you believe should be the school board's top 3 priorities in the coming year?
Well, always, we got to keep an eye and ear to the ground for safety. If you see something, say something. I believe we are just about gotten every school single point entry. Now we're working on some fine tuning. We have a great alarm system, if you will. I can't speak much about it, but it's very up to date. Obviously we have staffing, retention, and recruitment issues. I think trying to keep our health insurance at 0 cost is very important. It's a great recruiting tool. We're about the only district in the state that still does that. Couple other challenges that I foresee is going to be not knowing how the progress monitoring is going to roll out from the state. Our teachers care about, and our staff cares about the, how that reflects on their school with the grading system that's in place. Even though it's going to be a baseline, our teachers show up and they want to do what's right. And we teach the standards, period. And then we're tested on those standards. Another thing that really, really concerns me is that, a lot of our families live in poverty. You can almost equate school grades with the socioeconomic status of the school. So we have our community liaisons in place, trying to get that lift taken care of so that the community piece is dominant in the school. You know, it's hard for a family to get involved when they're bused across the district. And of course, we'll always have transportation issues, trying to get kids picked up on time and delivered on time. So those are, well, that's a few.
Awesome. Now, as a membership-based organization within the business community, we're hearing from a lot of our members that they're having trouble finding people to hire for their open positions in a lot of the industries that are in the county. So what role do you think that K through 12 education plays in preparing our future workforce?
Well, I hear that because I've been endorsed by the Lakeland Chamber Business Voice PAC, the Florida Realtors PAC, the Polk County Builders Association PAC. And we have a career and technical education. Our biggest challenge is to A, listen to the community, but B, replicate necessary models across the district. So for example, Central Florida Aerospace Academy, we are already, and I know Sarah Beth's been instrumental in that, we're going to replicate that at Winter Haven Airport. Aeronautical, that industry is growing. The technology piece of it, not everybody's going to be the pilot, right? Plus it's a STEM academy as well, engineering. You know, we have, of course, Bartow High School, which is in District 3. They have a wonderful construction academy. And actually Mike Hickman is on the board of that. So, you know, we just need to, we've already duplicated International Baccalaureate to the Haines City area. So kids haven't afforded an opportunity. We have just made McLaughlin 6 through 12, and that's going to be their fine arts academy, and give options to all parts of Polk County. People forget how big Polk County is.
Awesome. Now, as a final question, why should voters choose you over the other candidates?
Well, I only have one, and I've seen him a couple of times. I am everywhere. If I'm invited, I show up. I have the experience. I build those relationships, and everything I do is relevant. I eat, sleep, breathe Polk County schools. I did when I was a teacher, and I do it now as a board member. I'm a problem solver as a science teacher. I am involved in Florida School Board Association. I've been chair and vice chair of a couple of committees. I'm on their board of directors. I'm a certified board member. I'm trying to be the best board member I can be for my fellow board members, just like I was the best teacher I could be for my school when I was there. I ran the first time to save the profession I love, and I'm going to continue that when I'm reelected August 23rd. It is a countywide vote. It is a nonpartisan affiliated vote. Anybody can vote for me. And I beg you to use early voting, vote by mail, or show up August 23rd. We'll have the green shirts out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for joining us today, Sarah. As she mentioned, our primaries for the Florida elections are on August 23rd. So definitely be sure to go out and vote for the candidates that you feel mirror what your priorities are as well. And to learn more about the candidates in our specific districts, you can find more of these interview videos on our Facebook page, as well as our Winter Haven Chamber YouTube. But thank you again, Sarah. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate all y'all do.
Thanks.